guys, welcome to SS Multimedia. This is Arjun Kokunda. Today we will be learning about using mental math to divide. Objective. Today our objective will be understanding how to use patterns to solve division problems. So we will be learning how to use patterns to be able to solve division problems with them. So now we are going to start off with a few problems, with me showing you how to do them. But before we start, I just want to tell you, you need to know your multiplication tables for this. If you don't, at least have them written down in a notebook or have a multiplication chart or something. So now, let's start. Our first problem is 270. So, first things first, let's draw a rectangle. So, there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to separate it into 3 parts. Why? Because we're dividing 270 by 3. So, let's start. 1, 2, and 3. So, we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we know that the total is 270. Let's do this, kind of bracket like thingy, and then write 270 right here. So these are question marks. We need to figure out what's in each of these boxes. So what we'll do is we'll use a pattern. So we're going to, now let's just ignore the fact that there's a 0 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to write 27 divided by 3. Well, if you know your multiplication tables, you should know that 3 times 9 is 27. So 27 divided by 3 equals 9. And obviously, there's a 0 we still didn't use yet. So what we're going to do is instead of putting the 0 beside the 7, we're going to bring it down beside the 9. So our answer is 90. So these are kind of like the multiplication problems that we do involving tens and multiples of tens. So yeah, it's pretty easy if you think about it. Okay, so now our next question is 240 divided by 6. So again, let's draw a rectangle. Now, what we'll do is we are going to separate it into 6 parts this time, because we're dividing by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so now we know that the total is 240. So let's do this. 240. Now what we'll do is we need to figure out what's in each of these boxes. So this is our answer. So now what we'll do is, again, we're going to use a pattern. We have 24 divided by 6. So this time we're going to use a pattern. So instead of bringing the 0 down, what we'll do is first we're going to divide 24 divided by 6. So 24 divided by 6 is 4. So now we will do 240 divided by 6. And then all we're going to do is simply add a 0 after the 4. So let's say the next time, right now our answer is this, so let's box it so we don't get confused. Let's say the next question is 2,400 divided by 6. What would that be? Well, the pattern just continues. We're going to do 400 next, and then it'll be 4,000. Depends on the zeros that we have. So right now, our answer equals 40. Now let's do one more problem where I show you what to do. So this problem, let's again draw a rectangle or box or whatever you want to call it. That was cross, sorry. I'll just do it again. Okay, so that, there. So now we're going to divide it into 9 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we know that the total is 7,000. Wait, sorry. That was an accident. 7,200. So what we will do now is we need to figure out each of these boxes, tiny boxes. So now let's use the pattern method again. Because we have 2 zeros, this might get a little confusing. So we're going to use patterns. If you want, you can obviously use like multiplying by 72 and bringing the zeros down and all that. But I recommend using the pattern because I feel like it's easier for harder problems. So now what we'll do is we're going to do 72 divided by 9. So if you know our multiplication tables, you know that 9 times 8 is 72. So 72 divided by 9 would be 8. Now let's continue the pattern. 720 divided by 9. What would that be? 80. Now let's continue the pattern. 7,200 divided by 9. This is our actual problem up there. So add 8 because that's our first one. And now we have 2 zeros here. Let's add them. 1, 2. So our answer is 800. So now that you know how to do these problems, why don't you pause this video and give these 3 problems a shot yourself. Take your time. Good luck. Assuming that you got a solution or solutions, because there's 3 questions, I'll show you how to do it now. So our first 2 problems, they're not huge numbers, they're not in thousands, so I'm just gonna not use the patterns method. I'm gonna use the method where we just bring the 0 down. So I'm not gonna draw any boxes because that's just for you to get an idea how to do this. So what we're gonna do is we're going to write 40 right here divided by 8. 40 divided by 8, well, if you know your multiplication tables or you have a multiplication chart, you know that the answer to this is 5. So now all we're going to do is we have a 0 here. So we're just going to, for 400 divided by 8, we're just going to add a 0 to the 5. So it's going to become 50. Let's just erase this. Now, let's do the second problem. 360 divided by 9. Again, this is not a huge number, so I'm going to do the method where you just bring the 0 down after multiplying, or dividing actually. So now we're doing 36 divided by 9. So now, if you know your tables or you have a multiplication chart, you know that 9 times 4 is 36. So our answer over here is 4. But now the answer over here is not 4. Let's put the 4 there. Because there's a 0 we need to add. Let's just bring it down there. Our answer is 40. Let's erase this because we need space. And anyway, when you're working or doing homework or you're on a test or anything, then I recommend you to show your work, because sometimes teachers, sorry about that, they just ask you to show their work because they need you to understand the point and how to do it. So you need to show your work in all the problems, or it won't really make sense to you even if you do it. Now, let's do the third question. This one is in thousands place, the number we're dividing. So we're going to need to use the pattern method for this because it's a bit hard. So now, let's start with 12 divided by 6. Well, that's easy. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Now, let's go to 120 divided by 6. So all we're doing here is bringing the 2 down and adding the 0. And then the pattern just keeps going. So we have 1,200 divided by 6. What does that equal? That equals 200 because we are bringing 2 zeros here. So our answer for this equals 200. Did you get all of them right? Comment it down in the comment section below. Keep practicing these problems until you perfect them. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and it helped you out, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more educational videos.